Okay, welcome back everyone to some more Death Stranding 2 on the beach. The last part was very emotional. I think I already talked about it in my outro for the last one. I really liked it, and there's another cutscene that played after that, which you guys are going to see right now. And after that, it's just mostly gameplay. This part didn't have a lot going on for it because there is more stuff that happened that I had to actually leave out of this part because it's extremely long and very story heavy and a lot of cutscenes that I could not cut and put part of it in this video, then put part of it in the next. It would be disjointed and it wouldn't be nice. So I had to actually remove it from this video. This video could be like 29 minutes without editing and like 20 minutes if I heavily edit it. But regardless, I hope you enjoy and yeah, let's begin.
We've extended chiral network coverage all the way to the Southern Environmental Observatory, and it's all thanks to Sam. His injuries have completely healed too. Deadman, by way of Hartman's Ha, said as much after he finished his examination.
Trust me, Fragile. I'm a doctor, and I know Sam's body better than just about anyone. He's doing fine, no need to worry. Thanks to a healthy dose of Rainey's Corfol, he's as good as new. Or right as rain, as you might say. Even for a repatriate, to die and be resurrected so many times in quick succession, I feared the worst. It's a miracle he made it through.
I'm sorry to say that the tar currents near the Southern Environmental Observatory are still unstable. Consequently, we'll need to keep the DHV Magellan here to defend the facility for the time being. All things considered, paving the way to Terminal Fort Knott is a Herculean task, and Sam's going to have to dig deep to see it done.
Don't worry, Sam's up for the challenge.
Thanks to Tarman and Deadman's efforts, his Ha may have made a full recovery. But the same can't be said of his Ka. And this journey was also meant to give Sam's mind an opportunity to heal. Isn't that right, Fragile? Soon, we'll have linked up our final objective. This will mark the end of our travels together. Which means the time to have that conversation with Sam is fast approaching. I believe we should tell him sooner rather than later. But what do you think? Well, perhaps I should broach the subject first. Something wrong?
Lou's not looking right in there.
Here, show me.
What do you think? It's almost like Lou's fading away.
Is that so? And I'd say we're making progress.
I don't understand.
She asked me to help.
What?
Before we set out on our journey together, Fragile, she asked me to help you. To act as your therapist so that you could process the loss of your child. Sam, hear me out. Lou's been gone for a long time now.
No. Lou's right here. We just traveled across Australia together. I'll show you.
The pod you brought on this journey has been empty from the start. The truth is, I'm the one who's been operating your Odra deck. And it's because of that connection that I was able to share your flashbacks.
Hey, Sam. Can you take a picture of us?
Do you see? Nothing has changed. the pod has always been empty. We decided not to dispute what you said you saw, but to give you the support you needed instead. In this way, we believed we could help you come to terms with Lou's death.
Wait, what do you mean Lou's death? What are you talking about?
Please understand, Sam. We never meant to string you along.
Fragile was only worried about you.
I couldn't stand to leave you there. Broken. I wanted you to live. To move forward.
So from the beginning, Lou was never there? I've been alone this whole time.
You're wrong. Death can tear us apart. We'll always be connected.
No, we won't. Lou's gone. And that's that.
Trust me, Sam. We will always be with you, no matter what. You will never, ever be alone.
destination is in sight. Terminal Fort Knott. However, we've run into unforeseen difficulties. Connecting the final node to the network is not going to be as simple as we had hoped. Fortunately, Hartman has a device at his lab that should allow us to resolve this problem. But the DHV Magellan must remain stationed at the Southern Environmental Observatory to defend it from potential threats, meaning we cannot provide you with transport. You've helped us come this far. Too far to give up when we're so close. Sam, you're the only one who can handle this job. Take as long as you need, but whenever you're ready, access the terminal at Hartman's lab and review the brief for this main order.
Not at all. What's up?
Okay, so that was a very long cutscene. My mic was muted throughout the whole duration because there was a bunch of noise outside, and I think there might still be, so I apologize in advance if you hear any noise, like besides me talking from outside, where the place I live. Anyway, thoughts on this? Yeah, I don't know if that's meant to be a plot twist because you can kind of see it coming from the very beginning of the game. And to me, it was uh, the either Lou was a baby and then she got into that pod to help Sam throughout the game, right? Or Sam was coping and he was imagining Lou was there the whole time. So those were the two things I was thinking of in my mind. But like since the game almost leaned like heavily implied that Lou was like a BT. Lou was a BT and then entered the pod. Since the game was heavily implying that, I thought that was actually the case. But I did also suspect that Sam was coping. Uh, yeah, that was like really sad. So I think this part is not exactly a plot twist. I think it's just meant to reveal what was actually happening the whole time because you can't see it coming. And yeah, it was really sad. Like seeing that happen, it was sad. I've actually watched that cutscene twice because I reloaded myself from before. Yeah, I think that's all my thoughts on that. So let's continue. Let's talk to Dolman and then we'll move out.
I sincerely hope you understand, Sam. Fragile never stopped thinking about how all of this was affecting you. Whenever you weren't around or were asleep, Fragile approached me to see how you were holding up under the strain. She wanted to know how often you talked to Lou in the pod, how much everything weighed on your mind, if you ever thought about what happened. She had faith that you would one day come to accept the reality of your situation. It wasn't just for your sake. Fragile needed you too. There are people out there who need help, Sam. Whenever you're ready to face what's next, summon your strength and get to it.
Now I do want to go back and watch the previous cutscenes with the motherhood because I'm not so sure if there are hints that yeah, Sam is actually hallucinating this because the motherhood did grab, like the doctor grabbed his pod and then examined it with the Cairo hands and everything. So I'm going to rewatch those cutscenes to see if there's a difference. Okay, not a difference, but to see if there's any hints that something's off, just in case anyone didn't already suspect.
Sam, Tarman here. I want you to take a good look at the DHV Magellan. Her main cannons are operational, and it's all thanks to you. Contact us whenever you require fire support, and we'll be sure to oblige.
That's
Did you take a
interesting.
look at that post from the Southern Environmental Observatory on the SSS? It seems ghost mechs are active in their local region, and the tar currents there are still in a rather chaotic state. This is Higgs's doing, all in service to a greater plan. We shouldn't underestimate him either, Sam. Let's take care on our way to Hartman's lab.
All right. So they say that we can't chart a course, I believe, right? Let me try that real quick. Let's see. Yeah, it cannot at the moment. So we're going to Hartman's lab. I don't know why the game wants us to cross this entire place like this, but I think I still have my vehicle. If I don't, then that would suck, but I'll probably cut to when I get there. Actually, I just thought of this, and I think I can just use a transponder to take myself there, right? Is there one? Yeah. Note that all carried cargo will be placed in the... Yeah, that's fine. So this is the quickest way to get from one place to another, but you can't carry cargo because that would basically do away with the fact that this game is about, transportation and all that. So I may have to craft something here, either a vehicle or or something. But yeah, that's a really quick way to do it. I was about to use the coffin board, but this
Once
is way
again,
faster.
Sam, I'm sorry we couldn't bring you straight here on the DHV Magellan. That was one hell of a trip, and you must be absolutely knackered.
I just
Be sure to
teleported
take as
here.
long as you need to rest before tackling more work. All right? For my part, I'll have a crack at assessing several potential routes for your next main order. We can discuss them when we take a look at the map later on. As for the cargo, I'll let Charlie tell you all about it.
Sam, this is Charlie. Network infrastructure between the Southern Environmental Observatory and Terminal Fort Knott has been disabled for reasons unknown, though we strongly suspect Ghostneck's sabotage is to blame. To address this, we've decided to reroute network traffic through the S7 North Distribution Center. However, the distance is too great for us to establish a direct connection at this time. That being the case, we'll need to utilize the way stations situated between the two sites. The device required to activate them is stored at this facility. Collect it before embarking on your journey to the distribution center. You know what to do, Sam. We'll rendezvous on site later.
Seems like it's going to be a very long journey. So yeah, what can I take there? Using a vehicle could be, yeah, might be an option. I may stop at, yeah, okay, it's fine. Let's accept it.
Listen up, Sam. The F7 North Distribution Centre is a long ways away. And by my reckoning, there's a number of different viable routes. The shortest, most direct path would involve you cutting through the snowy mountains. A dangerous proposition to say the least. You might find zip lines, ladders and other structures en route to make your life a little easier. But without those conveniences, you'll need to make that deadly trek the hard way. If you're still keen, make sure you pack all the mountain climbing essentials and then some. Alternatively, you could forego the mountain route and circle round to take advantage of the roads to the east. Though if they're still in disrepair, or there aren't any bridges or other structures available, you'll need to come prepared to put in some work. Finally, heading west around the mountains would mean retracing your steps and going back the way you came. A fair few porters have already made use of that route since you paved the way. I imagine you'll find it easier going than the first time through. That route will also bring you close to the monorail. Get it up and running, and you can catch a ride too. Ultimately though, the route you take and the methods you utilize are entirely up to you. So take a moment to weigh your options and prepare as you deem fit.
Yeah, I see that you could, like if you did construct a long road, you could easily take advantage and just drive all the way around here, as you can see. But parts of it are still not built. I built a really large part of the road, as you can see, this whole blue thing. But it required so many materials, I ran out of them that time when I was free roaming just to build stuff. So I'm going to just take the order. At least it's small, so I don't have to do anything. And then I'm going to take a coffin board, right? Really, I have to recycle something. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to take a coffin board, then I'm going to reach a certain area, and then I will probably make a vehicle from what do you call them? The distribution centers. I'll probably maybe fabricate a vehicle, then make it easier to get to the final destination.
Let's go! Hell yeah!
Right, I made it here. When I was leaving the Cairo network area, I just decided to use a catapult that someone left there, and I just launched myself as close to this place as possible.
guessing you're Sam, right? You've come a very long way just to make this delivery. I should only need a moment to inspect the cargo. This cargo is a sight to behold. Like something out of a dream.
Nice. So it looks like we've already completed episode 10 because I got a
I've been looking
trophy.
forward to seeing you. Hopefully this won't be the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Use your Cupid to put us online.
Well, looks like we're finally on the chiral network. I really respect what you drawbridge folks have been doing. Being a part of it all is such a great honor. The situation here was pretty dire. But deep down, I just knew that with your help, we'd get through it. It broke my heart when the Earth opened up and swallowed Cardinal Fort Knott. Ever since that day, the tar currents and chiral fields have only grown more unstable. I doubt these anomalies will get any better until you finish linking up the continent. But only a bit further to go, right? I'm sure we can finish strong. I just hope all the ghost mechs sighted in this region lately won't slow you down. They're with Higgs, right? He has everyone worried. So, to better prepare you for whatever he has planned, I've shared data for a quadruple rocket launcher. Don't hesitate to use it to keep yourself safe. Thank you again for stopping by. So you know, we intend to continue research and development of powerful technologies. We'll give it everything we've got, but with our limited number of staff, it might take a while. And we'd appreciate any help you can provide as well. I wish you and all the drawbridge folks the very best of luck.
Sam, the tar current's behaving strangely again. We're unable to rendezvous with you just yet. The conditions are similar to when we observed that tarfall phenomenon before. I strongly urge you to proceed with caution.
This is Neil's doing, Sam. I'm sure we'll find him waiting for you beyond the tarfall.
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't let him finish the sentence. My bad. Okay, so I'm going to end the video here, and I think it's obvious to to anyone who has seen that the next part is obviously going to be a boss fight, right? But it's not just a boss fight. It's a boss fight, then a lot more after that. Like, it's very story heavy, even cutscenes and everything like that. And I could not cut out the boss fight and leave it in this video, then maybe the cutscenes for the next, or cut out at any one point after I already start the boss fight, because it wouldn't make for a nice video. It would be disjointed. So that's why I had to actually make this video short. And yeah, like, the next part, it will be big. Like, it will be very story driven, story heavy, new reveals and everything like that. And yeah, I hope that was okay. I know this ending has come abruptly. All I did was do like one delivery or something like that. I teleported, then did a delivery. I don't know how much I'll leave in the video, because I've made the intro and outro for this video before editing. So it could be like 20 to 29 minutes after editing, depending on what I leave or take out of the video. But anyway, I hope that was okay. And the next part, I guarantee it's going to be amazing. So I'll see you then, which will be tomorrow. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.